Hey guys, a warm welcome to this chat show wherein we share the right guidance with you. And today, the guest who's with us is not less than a legend in the field of basketball. So let me just add my guest without just wasting even a minute because I think he can share a lot of things. Instead of me talking and talking, it will be better that I let him talk. Thank you, Teja sir, for joining us today for this chat show wherein we discuss about the right guidance. And of course, there are a lot of questions that have come for you. So we will be discussing about the questions that we have received. But first, a warm welcome. And let's start from the very beginning. You have been associated with basketball for more than 50, 60 years, I think. So we would hear from your mouth that how did the whole journey started? I think it's more than 60 years.
Actually, you're talking about my personal life.
Yes, first of all, let's talk about your personal life. And then we
So,
will, of course, come to the BFI questions as
I
well.
was in a village where there was no basketball. Up to 64, I never played basketball. I started playing up to the age of 20, 22 even, playing basketball. But I could not achieve anything which I wanted because it was very, very late start. There was no provision in the village as far as basketball is concerned. Most of the villages still now in the country lacking basketball facilities. So I started very late, but ultimately, I think which I could not achieve, the other people, other talented youngster could achieve. That was my main aim.
Right. Okay. So I know when you started, it was very late, but then basketball was not even that popular when you were young. So, of course, as and when it reached you, uh, you started playing it and you took it forward. But let's just remember those old, some memories when you were playing. If you can share any interesting incident. I know what you're doing currently is much more important, but we would just like to remember some memories when you were playing, anything that you remember and you would like to share with us.
Actually, it happened during my posting when I was working in the sports department at Kapurthala. Kapurthala was the nursery of the Indian basketball, as you might be knowing. In the first Asian game, the captain of the first Indian basketball team was Mr. Ranveer Chopra was from Kapurthala. And when I joined at Kapurthala, then there was only basketball major game. So I started playing as a hobby. But again, I repeat, which one should achieve that could never be achieved because I started very late. But somehow I played for the Punjab in the Agra National, in the pre-Asian at Kota and other tournaments. But it was my passion that which I could not achieve, the other people should achieve. So then I came to the organization in around 78.
Okay.
Moreover, this is not my profession, this is my passion. I
Okay.
want to make it clear.
Mm-hmm. So you never had any job which was related to basketball.
No, I am doing job for basketball only.
Okay.
Otherwise, our family is in biomass business. My son is
Okay.
doing biomass business, and all my family is helping me in basketball.
Okay. Okay.
Start from my wife, my son, my daughter-in-law, my grandchildren. They all helping me in basketball
Okay.
because
Okay.
because this is my passion. I could not sleep without basketball.
Okay. And then when you came into organizing, then of course you did a lot of things, as you said, that many youngsters achieved. And the latest is that, a lot of players from the Ludhiana Basketball Academy that was set up by you. A lot of players from there, they played for NBA, D League, G League, and of course NBA Academy. Uh, and latest is Principal Singh, who is right now playing in NBA G League. So how does it feel when you see, players who are young? and you identified them, and they started in front of you, and now they are reaching new heights.
Uh, you have come to the last man, Mr. Principal. We should start from the beginning. During 2002, we had idea with our president.
But I'll just ask you to stop here. I can't hear you because your audio is like something has changed with your audio.
We started this academy in 2002.
Okay, okay.
It is actually the brainchild of three people, Mr. Rajdeep Singh Gill, former DGP and our president and former president of BFI, and Dr. Subramaniam, was the main spirit.
Sir, I think something has gone wrong with your audio because earlier it was very clear and now I can't hear. So
You are talking about academy. I would like to take you to the background to the academy.
battery is low. Your phone battery is low, is it? Because the audio
Are you listening, my boy? No,
I can hear you, but then then it's like little distorted. Your audio
not,
is
not
very
clearly.
yeah. Now it's clear. How it just became clear.
Now it is clear.
Yes, now it's clear, sir. Now it's absolutely fine.
Okay, I was telling you the background. When we
Yeah.
uh, when we started this academy in 2002, it was the brainchild of three people: Mr. Rajdeep Singh Gill, our Punjab basketball president, and former India basketball president, and Dr. Subramaniam, who was the brain behind all these things. We started this academy for the tall and the talented. Official, this academy was inaugurated in August 2003. We have a small sponsor, Mr. Tunwa. He is from UK. He started sponsoring, giving some money for the player. But after 2, 3 years, he also disconnected with the academy. Then some part of the academy met by the government. The government people came forward after watching outstanding result. But the main idea, how to bring the talent, we brought the talent from the countryside. We gave a news in the vernacular paper, in the local paper. A lot of players came to Ludhiana for trial. And the first batch of those players, Ahmed Prashir, Jagdeep Bain, Yadvinder Singh, Snehpal Singh, and many others came to the academy for trial and we kept. And they proved still they are playing. It is on the record. So I can say more than 45 international players has been produced from this academy, apart from a large number of national champions in different age groups. You know very well, you can show the record. So, but still I feel the level of living of players they are looking after and many other problems we are lacking behind because not much help from the society, not as desired by us, not much help from the government. Of course, Punjab government is supporting our academy. I am grateful to them. They are providing infrastructure, ground, etc. But we had to think in a bigger way. After training so much, after achieving so much, where the players should go. This is the biggest problem. So again, I repeat, if you want to go to the higher level, if you want to construct a multi-story building, then you have to go to foundation. I mean, we should start from the primary school, from the age of 14, 13, 10, 11. That is the right age to groom the future basketball player. Lately, the NBA India joined Ludhiana Basketball Academy. They are also meeting occasionally Ludhiana Academy to help the player to give the new idea to spread the game in the school. And we have joined with the Punjab School Education Department. Of course, from the beginning, the Punjab Sports Department, Punjab government is helping us. But still, I feel uh, ordinary in an ordinary condition. We have no excellent condition. The players like Jigdeep, Amjot, Satram, Amarpal, Paul Preet, Yadvinder, Prince Paul, they were living in ordinary rooms. We have no resources to provide them a good facility. So we don't have any sponsor at the moment. So I hope somebody will come and take care of these players in financial way to assure their job, to assure their future. Unless your future is economically not secure, nobody is going like to join any game. That I can say with currently.
Right.
That is in the hand of government only and the big industrial houses only. Not coming forward only for cricket. I am not against cricket, but other games are suffering. Honestly, I am speaking.
Right.
What do you want to ask me? Any question?
You, yes, you of course have highlighted what the problems are, and you are also the senior vice president of BFI. And so many questions I received regarding that because everyone wants to communicate with BFI. What is happening? How is it happening? I know that you have already pointed out that till the time economically the players are taken care of, you know we can't actually inspire the younger generation to follow the sport because everyone wants to be economically independent or safe, at least safe, because once you are 18, 19, your parents also start asking you, what are you going to earn? How are you going to earn? How are you going to settle down in case you're playing? Through you, a lot of players, of course, from your academy have got jobs also. They've got uh, economically security also. Uh, but there are a lot of questions that are raised at BFI that how is it possible that BFI is not able to help the players?
You are talking about BFI? You are asking me about BFI? The help from the BFI? They know all the conditions, but still, up to now, there is no help from the BFI as such. They know all the things that the academy is producing top class players, but I don't know. I am also part of the BFI, but
Yes.
we might have not any resources to help the player, but certainly they know all the things. I brought to their notice many times, but I cannot say about the financial condition inside because I am the senior most member of the BFI. But still, I feel as far as Ludhiana Academy is concerned, there is no direct help. But they have all sympathy for all these players. But sympathy does not work until you have the money, because the money makes the mayor go.
Hmm. Right, right. So there is another question that always comes up, that what about a league in India? Because there is an IPL, we talk about that cricket is so famous, and IPL has, of course, made cricket more famous. And more money is coming in because they have a league. And again, we talk about money, but we don't have a league. So don't you think that a league is should be the topmost priority right now for BFI to start? And we know that a lot of not many times this thing has come up that a league is coming soon, a league is coming soon. But uh, is there any timeline that has been decided that the league should be coming by next year or by 2025 or anything?
I tell you frankly, I do not want to hide anything. I am a very straightforward person. After the changeover of the federation, when Harish Sharma died, his wife came and again the other setup came. The last people ran from the same. But at the same time, there is no decision till they are not trying legally until they brought from the BFI working. Otherwise, nobody is allowed to organize league independently. But it is the need of the hour, it is the desire of the player. Our players are in total frustration. you take the case of kabaddi, to take the case of football, to take the case of hockey, not to speak of cricket, that is on the top of the world, not to speak of NBA. There is no league for Indian basketball players because of the problem with the BFI of the Reliance and other people. So I cannot say exactly when will things will improve, but today the player of Indian basketball not playing any league, any money matter. They are not involved. They are totally professional now. I don't know how we will solve the problem. We are trying our best from the BFI to solve the problem, but I don't know where the hit is.
Okay, that sounds little, disappointing and disheartening also, to tell you the truth, that you being a part of BFI, I mean, because, we always thought that the office bearers know actually, when things are moving ahead. And you will not believe it, there are like at least 10, 12 questions that were exactly the same, that when will the league start, or when will the BFI take action, take the steps to start a league. That's
In the every
some
meeting
question.
in the every meeting we discuss and we have some assurance, but as far as implementation is concerned, still it is lacking. We are not reaching the goal. So that is lacking unless we start the league. So the players are leaving the game ultimately for how long they can play. 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, the life of the player, how much? Lot of talented players, even in the Ludhiana Basketball Academy. The first player from the Indian continent, from India, Satnam, and then Paul Preet, then Amjot Gill, now Prince Paul, and few are also in the pipeline. But what to do? After producing so many top players, the players are not getting anything. So naturally they are frustrated.
Mhm.
So I don't know how to solve this problem. BFI is also in fix because of the court case. Court case is pending in the High Court with
Mhm.
the so I don't know when it will be solved. I request through your channel to the land people, please see the problem of the player and settle the issue with the BFI and think about the future of the basketball player. I request land to solve the problem with the BFI. That is my earnest request for the player only.
Mhm.
I don't know what will happen. That is my request.
Right, right, of course, because that's the need of the hour. And if you want basketball to grow, league can actually help it grow. And also, infrastructure development is very important. Your academy is, of course, doing great job. But you think that the smaller districts are also growing, because, as you said, that you were hunting talent from the countryside. But in most of the states, I see the same thing is happening, that the boards are there in the main cities, but smaller districts are somewhere left behind.
One thing I want to make you clear in all the meeting, whenever I try to spoke, I always spoke. We people should work like a missionary. What we are on paper, it hardly matter. What we are doing, what we are contributing, it will definitely matter. So we should go to the countryside, we should go to the villages to find out the sleeping talent and train them and bring them to the ground and develop them in a future player of the country so that we can improve the level of basketball at the international level. Otherwise, it is very difficult. Only we get together, organize the national championship, organize the state championship, organize the district championship, give a news to the newspaper, and send a mail letter to the affiliated donor. No purpose will be served. until unless we people work as a missionary, go to the villages, go to the countryside, and bring the talent, we can be on the top. But I'm sorry, it is simple to say, but very difficult to be practical. The result, the players we are producing, we have brought all these from the villages, from the poor family. That is on the spot. And still, it is in the pipeline. We are starting in the academy the talent search from the under 10, under 12, and under 14 in our state after this COVID problem. Now the whole world is facing this problem. It is a big setback to the country. And we are also going to request the BFI to involve the BFI and NV India also to help us from the school, from the primary school, from the middle school. We will go to the building, we will give a call to the builders to send their raw material. We will train them into the champion, I assure you. There are many Satnam, many Amjos, many principals in the pipeline, but they are sleeping in the villages. One should go and awake them and bring them to the level if you want to raise the level of the game in Indian basketball.
Right, right.
Sitting in the air conditioned room, eating food and talking loudly will not serve any purpose. You go to
Absolutely.
the
Right
village and bring
talent.
the talent and do something.
Right, right, sir. Finding the right talent is very important. So you mentioned, these talented players so many times, Principal Singh and Amjot, and then Palpreet, Satnam Singh. So, are you in touch with Principal? He's in US right now. Does he call you? Does he tell you like how is life there?
As far as Prince Paul is concerned, there is a lot of talent. What it will say takes 1 or 2 years to jump to the main league. Still, he is in the development league. So I hope and I'm sure he has the talent, he has the capacity to go to the top. And he wanted to go to the top. And he's doing hard work. He is our future player, I tell you.
Okay,
Amjot
and
also.
yeah, when Amjot came back, Palpreet came back. Of course, they brought a lot of experience with them. They trained there, and they played for the team, and they brought a lot of experience. So, how do you see their game has changed when they came back? Did you see that their game has changed?
Who?
Sir Palpreet also went, Satnam also went, and then Amjot. Of course, they came back after playing there.
Actually, the life of the player is a big gamble. Why? For example, Paul Preet, the most talented player, most powerful blocker, and he has the most outstanding jumping ability. But because of the knee injury, he had to drop from the game for some time. Again, he is on the field. He will come back, I'm sure, and he will prove that I am the best. Even Satnam, he has faced some problem. After a few months, he will come back. He is training hard in USA, and Amjot is also doing very well. So it is a big gamble. Sometimes you are injured. Sometimes you are facing other problems. Sometimes you are facing no problem. So players are totally unknown to all these things. There is no system to educate them as far as the doping system is concerned, what to eat, from where to eat, from where to board. So online they order, sometimes it is faulty and they are trapped. So I will request the government of India, the BARDA and the NADA and the BFI to educate the player about these problems. So
Right.
there is lack of
So very
education.
important, because this was the question that I received and you picked up yourself that, doping is a major problem. So when you heard this news, you said that, of course, there are different issues with Satnam. When you heard this news, so how do you talk? Do you talk to them like you tell them that what has
I
happened, how it
I
has happened?
used to talk them every week and every time. I tell you honestly, they order all the food supplement online. Sometimes they are not known what is there in that food. When these are checked, it is adulterated. It is something else. So players are suffering because there is lack of knowledge, the lack of awareness, but nobody try to guide them what to eat, what to not. There is no one. Only they are only to ready to catch them, but at the same time educate them.
Right,
Take their classes during the national camp. People should, Bada should go to the national camp and educate them what you are eating, what you are taking as food supplement, what to take, what to not. We are supposed to educate them, but I'm sorry, we are only punishing them, not educating them.
right,
This is
right.
the
Right.
difference.
That's an important, topic that you touched yourself. That it's so important to know what you're eating because your test will happen, and then if something wrong that you've taken, some food supplement, anything, and then these doping issues come into picture. So, but where do you see Indian
Definitely,
team
there
in
is
next
something wrong in the
5 years? Because
system.
yeah. So where do you see Indian team in next 5 years? Because we still are lagging behind. Yes, of course, some improvement is there, but then as you only mentioned, there are so many difficulties that the players are facing. So where do you see the Indian team in next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, as earlier I have told you, we are spotting the talent from under 10, under 12, under 14, and at the moment, we have young players. Those are in pipeline. They are almost mature. One is Jackhanveer. He is 7 plus, playing in the Canadian College League. He represented in the Indian Junior Men team in the ABC. He is 120 kilogram. Very speedy, very good jump. And Aman Sandhu, the upcoming player, 2002 born, only 19-year-old boy playing for the Indian men team. So we have many other like Prince Paul mentioned earlier, two people, and more are pipeline. And we will prove they are coming, they are coming. There is no dearth of talent. For the next 5 years, we will give you something else. I assure you. Wait
Sir,
for
you
some
are
time.
Sir, you are an office bearer of BFI also, and you spoke about the education of the players. So, isn't it the responsibility of BFI also to educate the players about these issues, about doping, especially?
Of, of course, but major responsibility of the government of India and the board of people. They only come to the national to catch the player. They never come to educate the player. That is also their duty to educate the player, to aware the player. That is lacking. BFI has no such mechanism to educate the player. But in the meeting, I will request my Honorable President, Mr. Govindraj, to call somebody in the national coaching camp whenever we had to educate the player regarding these problems. He should take 1, 2, 3 sessions during the coaching camp. What to eat, what to not, what to buy, what to not. These supplements are very dangerous, I tell you.
Mhm.
You go to the history of the Indian sport. Then Milkha Singh was at the top. Praveen Kumar was at the top. PT Usha was at the top. There was no doping problem. It is only Russian people, when Russian coaches came to India for different athletic and weightlifting, they brought this problem. And now the cancer has spread to other players. But it is our duty, whether we are in BFI, whether government of India and BODA, NODA, whatever you say, and the society and the doctor, Indian Medical Association, we should guide our children to avoid these supplements. We should display on the net which are the supplements, where these are available, and where we can buy, how to eat, how much to eat. We should know. And the agency supplying these things should be held responsible if something happened wrong to the player. At this stage, there is no such mechanism. There is no arrangement. That's why the young players are suffering.
Right. There are no rules. Yeah, supplying agency is not at all held responsible. Okay, sir. One more controversial question I want to take. Because there are a lot of questions that are raised at BFI, and I know it is very uncomfortable to answer.
Lot of.
A lot of questions about
Repeat.
politics on the selection of the players in the team. So, what do you have to say about that? Somebody,
Actually,
yeah,
I cannot comment on this because I am not involved in the selection process. They are the selection committee chairman and member, and they are very competent. So it is very difficult for me to comment on these things. Only the player can tell, and people who are involved directly, because I have no major role in all these things. Of course, I'm the senior most member of the BFI, but at the same time, I'm not very much active in these things because I'm not involved in these things. I'm not member of these subcommittees.
okay, sir. No worries. Sir, I think it was a great session with you, and we have covered up all the things. But during this pandemic time, when we all are at home, I think most of the players are not, able to go to the court because of the situation in the country.
So it is totally off season. No player physically coming to the coaches. But we have a team of dedicated coaches. After Subramaniam, there was a gap, big gap. But the head coach, Mr. Jinder Singh, the ex-military man, ex-India coach, and young coaches, we have one Madam Saloni, young coach, and Jaspal Sidhu, and Ravinder Gill, and Narinder Kumar, Devinder Pal Singh team. So, along with Dr. Subramanian, one coach was Jaipal Singh. He also did a lot of work for the academy. There are many other also. Still, we are in touch with the player individually, what to do physically, what to not. Daily they go to the field. Daily they go do their individual gym practice, running, everything. Every day they are involved online in the work. Whenever the situation become easy, become right, we will call them to the ground and train them with power. Still, there is no physical contact with them.
Right. So even if the players are at home, they have to keep working. That's most important, because as soon as everyone is back on the court, they would be back on the track. So thank you, sir. I think you were a sport, you answered most of the questions, and even if there were some of the tough questions that I posed in front of you, but you were amazing. You answered all of them. Thank you so much for joining us today. Any motivational message at the end? Because we all want basketball to be one of the most popular sports. It is so fascinating. Once you start watching the
Uh,
game or playing the game, you understand that it's so watchable game. But I don't know why we have not been able to make it so popular as cricket. So just a motivational message so that basketball becomes the most popular sport.
my message to the parents, to the society, to the player, upcoming players, future players, they should uh, make this game as a family game. They should play this game as a way of life because it is very easy. You can play at home. You put a ring along with the ball and start playing. And even the 3-on-3 version has started. You need very less space to play. So I request all the parents to encourage their children to play basketball in big way. If they need any help, any guidance, they can contact the Basketball Federation of India and other officers working in their state at district level or state level and at India level. But I request the parents to divert the attention of the younger children they can play basketball at their home in a small ground. Now the 3-on-3 version has started. Now it has become Olympic discipline also.
Yes.
And this is the most popular game in the world. More than 2015 countries are playing in the world basketball. The most popular game in the world.
Right. And as you mentioned, 3x3, we have been organizing 3x3 basketball tournaments at the grassroots level. Rama Sports has been organizing 3x3 basketball. Of course, before COVID, we were doing that. And now
Okay,
3x3, of
yeah,
course,
we
is
will
going
wait
to be
for
an
the
Olympic sport.
invitation. But whenever you organize this tournament, kindly invite our children also and see
Sure,
them.
sir. Definitely, sir. It was great talking to you, sir. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge also. Thanks a ton. It's a wrap
Thank
from
you,
my side.
madam.
Good
But
night, sir.
one thing I am sorry to say, you are talking a man from the village. You are a urban child, so it is a big difference. So a lot of difference in my pronunciation, in my language, because there are a lot of difference between the village people and the urban people. You are from urban, I am from the village. Jai Hind.
Oh, sir, you were amazing. I must say that you were very good in talking. In fact, it doesn't look like that you're from a village. You have learned it over years, I think, how to talk.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Okay, bye.